Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGenEd. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of GameStop, ticker symbol GME. And so here I am recording this on Friday, September 6th, after the market has closed and GameStop closed at a price of $23.92, being up about 7% on the day, but pulling back about 12 cents in the after hours. And so, yeah, I wanted to go over the chart because it is looking pretty good. There's also been a lot of interesting options activity, so I'll go over a little bit of that. And I also wanted to go over what I'm sure we have all seen. Roaring Kitty put out another post talking about not wanting to play with Chewie anymore. So I don't know if you guys have seen Toy Story, but that is Andy dropping Woody, his favorite toy, which you might think would be associated with GameStop, but clearly there is the dog there, which Roaring Kitty has been associating with Chewie. So it sounds like he's not as interested in Chewie anymore, and he's probably interested in getting back to GameStop, which I would think is referring to Buzz Lightyear. So, with that being said, I think that we might have a lot of upside moving forward, but I just wanted to go over some levels here talking about that. And also, I do think, I did just put out a video on the VIX. I do think we might be seeing a pullback in the market next week. And so I wonder how that would correspond with what's going on with GameStop. Maybe there would be an excellent dip buying opportunity associated with that. So, I guess I will try and suggest some levels to the downside that maybe we keep our eyes out for if price does come down to there. Maybe we see a bounce, or, really just levels to the upside that we want to see closing above, and that would suggest moves to the upside. And so here, these are the retracements that I've gone over before. Here I have this one coming from the low of August 5th. And, I kind of think that next week we might be seeing a repeat of August 5th when we see a gap down to start the week, but then that representing a great dip buying opportunity as we have gone from there up to the top of that retracement, 23.33%. And then as of close today, going up about 28%. So maybe, we do see a pullback starting next week. And I think that will just be a great opportunity for us to add more or, just relax though, because I do think that there will be a bounce. And so with that retracement, I do have this golden pocket here marked. That's the 618 down to the 65% retracement. That does look like it was the bottom over here. And then from the top, hit on August 19th, coming down to that low from August 28th. I've got another retracement. And, from that, it does look like there are some upside levels as we have broken above, the top there that was at 2310. And so 2509 could be an upside level. I also do have from that the 2618, and that is at a price of 2831, which does correspond with, the similar price action over here, hitting a high of 2979 on July 17th. So maybe we see a double top or a little bit of resistance there before moving higher. I do think that the stock price will be going higher beyond that, but maybe it does pull back from maybe 28 to 30, coming back down to around 25 before finding support and then continuing up. But, a good thing, as we did close last week above Roaring Kitty's level at 23.41, we actually closed more than a penny above it this week. It looks like we closed 51 cents above it, if I'm doing the math right there. Mental math is a little tough when on camera, but I think that is right. So we are above that level. And, it does look like we did pull back to and test the golden pocket here as support, but really I like to think about these retracements as showing levels of resistance to, going in the opposite direction. So that would be resistance here. The next one would be 2509. And so I actually don't really view this golden pocket as support. And so what I want to do is just draw another Fibonacci retracement here from that low up to the high that it looks like we hit on Monday, if I have that right, on the 3rd. And so from that retracement, I have a few levels up here Does look like we have found some as support with the 618 at 2172. We hit a low on Thursday the 5th of 2166. So it seems like that was a great dip buying level, as today we hit a low of 2180. So not getting all the way down to that 618, and we did open above the 50% retracement here at 2229. So it does look like that is the new level of support, but I could be adding, some up here that we might be finding as support again if we do pull back. But let's see, if we do pull back, I could really see, the golden pocket here. That is going to be a price range from, let's see, it's a little tough to read. That's going to be around 2026 to 2040, maybe 21 bucks. 2169 though, I think that's pretty interesting. This 2172, I've talked about 2169 in a number of videos, and that is actually the 786 from this big retracement going all the way up to the top here. So 2169. If we do pull back on Monday, if we see a gap or something sometime next week corresponding with a drop down in the overall stock market, 2169, that might be a great dip buying level. As I have talked about it before, but over here, when we cross this red line here, every time that we've dipped below it, it's been a great dip buy following this big up move that we saw between the 13th and 14th of May. So 2169, again, I think that's a bargain price if we do end up pulling back or gapping down. But if we do continue higher, as I suspect we will, bigger picture, we could be moving up to, like I said, 2509, or maybe just beyond that. 2564 is the 236 from this retracement here, going from the high hit on June 7th, coming down to the low of August 5th. So a couple levels there. It does seem like that might be some resistance, but again, around 28 to 30, I think that is where the stock price could be going, especially because there has been a lot of bullish options activity coming up on Unusual Whales or others just posting about it on X. And so one of those that I found from, I believe, the Bronx Viking on X, he posted a contract, a call for October 18th that looks like it's gotten a lot of action. And so, here I'm just looking up October 18th, and then I do have the calls pulled up, and that was a strike of $30 a share. And as we can see here, the buy for that, or the ask for that, is right around $2.34, or $234 per contract, and that was trading actually at around $1.40 today. It was definitely much cheaper then. And so what I would do, and personally what I plan on doing, is if I do see this contract pull back to 140, I might establish a position with that contract. But for me personally, what I have been doing with calls, whether it's with GameStop or other stocks, I have just been swinging for 20 or more percent, just getting in and out, and then I can take those gains and then move them into buying shares, whether that's of GameStop or other stocks. But that is just a way for me to, kind of practice my strategy with options. In GameStop, there's a lot of activity with that. So with this $30 strike expiring on October 18th, I could definitely see that, maybe pulling back to 140 if we see a gap down in the market. Maybe that's a great time to buy, and then maybe hold for, maybe a 2x, because it definitely seems to happen a lot with it. And so I think that's a good one to hold as we are at the beginning of September, going up to October 18th. There's plenty of time, to see how that contract matures in value. But then one other thing that I did want to go over, I've added following last week's stream on Monday, I guess at the beginning of this week, is I did add the MACD here. I feel like that's a really useful tool to be looking at the chart. And it does look like, we had this red here, then it moved back up to green, corresponding with the price going up. And we really haven't dipped to the red that much. We're still in the green. Also got a lot of volume behind today's price action. So I could definitely see price going a lot higher. And it does look like this could be a bull flag. But the level that I think is really important for us to be closing above is, not going to be the open from the 3rd. So on Monday, we opened opened at a price of 24.15. That is not the level I'm referring to, but specifically the high from that day, 24.69. That is one that we want to be closing above, which would suggest a confirmation of a breakout, that this is a bull flag, as it does appear to be so, also backed by this volume, so looking really good. And so next week, what I am going to be looking for is a potential discount opportunity at 21.69, or maybe coming down to around 20.50. If that does not happen, though, I'm going to be looking for a close above 24.69, potentially getting up to, right around $25 and maybe 28 to 30. But, we're just going to have to wait and see. Overall, though, I think that things are looking great now that we have Roaring Kitty behind us again. GameStop posting some more stuff on X, and, it does seem like he's no longer distracted by Chewy. All in on GameStop. But, that's all just speculation. So, we'll have to see, as he has not posted on Reddit, which I did have pulled up here, but I did close it because I didn't see anything. But, anyways, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care and have a great weekend. Cheers, guys.